Hi everyone. Okay, so the one question I keep getting continuously asked is, did me getting floxed cause C. diff? The answer is no. Here's what happened to me, and I'll do this in a short span because I'm going to include the longer details in my YouTube videos because there's just way too much to explain of what actually occurred to me within almost 4 years to narrow it down within like 2-3 minutes. So let me shorten it down so y'all can understand. I was a workaholic and I was also a sober person. I did not drink alcohol, I didn't do anything. I just worked all of the time. I worked 14 months straight. I decided to take one day off with two of my coworker friends and we went to the beach where I swallowed some nasty water at the pleasure pier. That's the very first thing that happened. Following this Galveston trip, I decided to pay for an entire vacation so that my daughter can meet my grandmother in Bosnia and my aunt for the first time. This was going to be our first family vacation together as an entire family because we used to go separately. Either my sister with my mom or me with my dad. We never went together as a whole. This time we went all together in 2022. While there, this is what I looked like. I was about 185, roughly close to 190 pounds. I was a C-section mom. That belly was not going away. It was there for good. It was there after my daughter's birth from 2020, and I was content with the way I looked. I was happy. For reference, here's another picture with my mother. This is exactly my weight, and I was content, like I said. While there, I was already not feeling well. Every morning I was in the restroom longer than the rest of my family and I had no idea what was going on. I already had no appetite. This was about maybe 2-3 weeks after that Galveston trip. When we came back, we all caught COVID. That's what happened. While there, my job had changed long COVID or COVID protocols. And when I came back, I had called because I was the last person in my family to get sick. I was returned to work while they were all already sick while wearing a mask, and lights were already starting to bother me. I could barely breathe. And on the 7th day after my daughter got sick, I got sick too. Because of course, Mama Bear kicked in. With that being said, I was forced to return to work within 4 days while wearing a mask and I was basically suffocating. I couldn't even handle customers. I had immense burning. I felt like wanting to throw up. I had every single symptom that you could possibly think of. Yet, I still managed to work 11 months while all of this was happening. Now, during these 11 months, it's very important to notate that I also stopped breastfeeding, so I did not understand what was exactly happening with my body because I stopped breastfeeding right before that trip. So I thought it was maybe hormonal changes that were occurring to me. And then right after my COVID episode, our cat of 13 years started to pass away from cancer, where I picked up a second job door dashing with my sister. No, I did not handle the food. She's the account holder. I cannot have a DoorDash account. So therefore, I'm not going to let my baby sister, whom I'm 10 years older than, DoorDash alone at night. So I was practically working my day job all day and then DoorDashing at night with her until 3-4 in the morning. Every single night I started having this immense burning pain which was wrapping around my entire back, upper right abdominal quadrant pain from the colon, and I could not even sit. I would literally have to shift on the car. I could not brush my teeth when I got home. I would have to lean my entire hand on the right, shaking. It was absolutely horrible what I was going through. Now, we're a family that doesn't go to doctors often until we actually need to go to doctors, and we just go to biometrics once a year, which is or like the wellness checkup, which is pretty much what I did. So I just assumed that, okay, maybe I'm just under a lot of anxiety and stress because there was way too much happening at the time. And I also took antibiotics during COVID because I was returned to work so quickly. Now, yes, everybody keeps asking, can fluoroquinolones cause C. diff? Yes, they can. Every antibiotic can cause C. diff. For me, unfortunately, it was just amoxicillin. Just amoxicillin that caused this. And I also had a gum recession surgery following in January, which gave me more antibiotics, which fed the infection. Around January At the end of January is when I could not eat anymore. I was on 5 days of Ensure, and that's when I realized something is seriously wrong and I need to go to a doctor. This was the downfall of everything. That GI ruined my entire life. Instead of him properly diagnosing me and ordering stool testing, he went after every single expensive test that you could possibly think of. I'm talking endoscopy, colonoscopy, and he failed to submit pathology reports for several of these things. And it just led down a rabbit hole of being misdiagnosed. I told him I had COVID, I took antibiotics, these are my symptoms. I have diarrhea, I cannot eat, I cannot do this, I cannot do that, I have burning pain. He just dismissed everything, and he went after my liver, where he did a liver biopsy on April 6th of 2023, where I was given Levaquin. This is how I got floxed. Now this is already 11 months almost into my infection, 10.5 months with me getting 3 courses of antibiotics on top of it. Most people with my strain would not even make it. They would not be here. Therefore, on my profile, you will see a little girl that I drew for her mother named Alexis Felix, because her story hit me, because she passed away the same way. She passed away from taking Cipro 3 weeks into C. diff. That's why it hit me, and I drew her for free for her mother. This right here is very important. I only lost about 10 to 15 pounds from the C. diff. So me getting Levaquin just destroyed me, because it also onset a genetic hereditary illness called porphyria. And within 3 months, this is what I started looking like. Here is when we thought I wasn't even gonna make it. This is around the summertime, and yes, I was still working here while I was already dealing with the hematologist that was lying to me about porphyria, when I was already self-diagnosing myself with so many things. And yes, floxing can cause porphyria if you have that genetic mutation, which unfortunately runs in my family. This right here is me getting septic right before my hospital admission in August of 2023, where I was just discharged like garbage, and no one ever figured out what strain I have. I actually have the most deadly strain of C. diff, so this is me getting septic almost over here again, right before I was given the vancomycin. Now, it is extremely important to understand that the entire duration of all of this, I also had long COVID, which wasn't diagnosed until 2.5 years later. And I didn't even know what floxing was until I met my fluoroquinolone toxicity group, and especially people like Talia Smith, the advocate, Carolyn Egan, Haley, a lot of people who I'm very close friends with now, who ended up teaching me what fluoroquinolones are. That's when I started doing my own research, but this is almost like 3 years later into my infection. So that's when I realized, holy moly, these guys have been poisoning me since the dawn of time. And this has just been feeding this bacterial infection immensely. Now, since we're running out of time on this video, I did want to notate that yes, every single antibiotic can cause C. diff if not taken with a probiotic. I have been preaching this since the very beginning of all of my videos. Now, I was also given antibiotics 7 times in the last 4 years, which are against C. diff, which why every single doctor has no idea how I'm even still standing. I'm a walking miracle according to them, and that's why I want to share my testimony, because it will be someone's survival guide one day. Now, I will post everything more intricately and in details of what occurred to me on YouTube and how to help people, which you will find in my TikTok bio, and you will also find that on my Facebook link, which I have uploaded. If you want to follow along, I'd be more than happy to share my story, share how I'm healing, and share how I got over all of this. But for the rest of this video, I just wanted to wish everyone a blessed week. I hope that you all remain in good health. And I love you all, and thank you for always reaching out to me, and thank you for being a part of my illness journey, and thank you for praying, and God bless you all.